Join me as I dive into the controversial world of GMOs and see if I can uncover whether they're really making us super toxic or not. Genetically modified organisms, or GMOs, have transformed into an integral and indispensable component in the modern agriculture sector. This has enabled farmers to produce a wide array of crops that possess enhanced resilience, disease resistance, and, ultimately, higher yields. As we proceed to implement and adopt these GMOs into our increasingly food-scarce systems, a pertinent question arises: at what cost are we essentially putting our health at risk? Rest assured, GMOs are not inherently harmful. Rather, they offer numerous benefits to farmers and food consumers alike. However, it is crucial to be informed about the long-term effects these genetic manipulations may have on our health and the environment. As consumers, it is our responsibility to research and prioritize the safety and nutritional qualities of the food products we consume. This approach will aid us in making more informed decisions about the role of GMOs in our food systems and their potential impacts on our overall health. The controversy surrounding GMOs is rooted in the fear that these organisms might be contributing to the rising health issues and toxicity we're seeing in humans. Some argue that the altered genetic makeup of these crops is disrupting our body's natural ability to process and digest food, leading to a host of chronic health problems. Others claim that the increased use of pesticides and herbicides in GMO farming practices is poisoning our air, water, and soil, ultimately ending up in our bodies. This particular fear has ignited a rather heated debate, with an impressive number of individuals raising their voices in support of stricter regulations and more thorough testing procedures when it comes to GMOs. The issue is not one of accepting or rejecting GMOs as a whole, but more about having sufficient information and evidence to decide whether or not they are safe for consumption by humans. There are concerns about potential health risks and long-term impacts on our ecosystems, which are factors to be considered before incorporating GMOs into food production processes. As per the current scientific consensus, GMOs have not been found to pose any major health hazards for the human population. However, it is essential to ensure that the technology is developed and regulated in such a way that it promotes the public's health and welfare without compromising the environment. In this sense, it is crucial to focus on long-term benefits and sustainable development of GMOs in order to better understand their true potential and implications. So, there's this big debate on GMOs, right? It's hard to know for sure, because there isn't all that much clear info and people have their own biased views in science. We gotta be fair and think objectively to figure out the best way to handle this whole GM thing and see how it fits into our foodstuff. On the surface, it appears that the scientific evidence supports the notion that GMOs are, in fact, safe for human consumption. Numerous organizations, including the FDA and other regulatory bodies, have approved the use of GMO crops for human consumption, largely citing findings from studies that demonstrate no significant difference in nutritional content or the potential for toxicity between GMO crops and their non-GMO counterparts. However, as one delves deeper into the research, they quickly discover that the science is not as black and white as it initially seems. There are concerns and limitations in the way the scientific research has been conducted and interpreted, which can lead to misleading outcomes or the persistence of misinformation. For instance, the use of the term GMO is often misunderstood by the general public. While GMOs involve the use of genetic engineering to modify a particular gene in a plant, it is important to note that GMO also includes non-transgenic plants, and even products derived from plant sources, such as dairy or meat. This broad definition creates confusion and can be a source of bias in the scientific studies on GMOs. In conclusion, it's essential to approach the topic of GMOs with a critical and nuanced perspective. It is crucial to analyze and interpret scientific evidence with care and avoid blindly following established bureaucratic protocols. By doing so, we can better understand and discuss the complexities surrounding GMOs, fostering a more balanced and well-informed conversation in the public sphere. While some studies have found no link between GMOs and health risks, others have raised red flags, suggesting that GMOs may be linked to everything from digestive disorders and allergies to reproductive problems, and even cancer. And then there are the environmental concerns, the overuse of pesticides and herbicides, the potential for gene contamination, and the impact on biodiversity. One particular study caught my attention in particular, a research paper published in the year 2012 within the journal Reproductive Toxicology. This study found a significant increase in tumor growth and a notable decrease in the overall survival rate of rats when exposed to genetically modified corn, GMO corn. The study itself sparked an unprecedented level of controversy, with various individuals questioning the soundness of the research methodology utilized by the authors, while at the same time expressing their excitement over the revelation of potentially hidden dangers associated with GMOs. The study's lead author, Dr. Gilles-Éric Seralini, has become a lightning rod for criticism and praise, with many accusing him of cherry-picking data and misrepresenting his findings. Yet, despite the backlash, Seralini remains adamant that his research raises important questions about the long-term effects of GMO consumption on human health. Whether or not you agree with his conclusions, it's hard to deny that the study has added fuel to the fire of the GMO debate. So, what exactly does it all mean? Are GMOs genuinely making us quite super hazardous? Or are the health concerns surrounding them merely a bunch of empty boasting? The truth is, we are still not entirely clear about all the answers to such pressing questions. However, one thing is certain and quite evident: the more we delve deep into the details and extensive research about GMOs, the more we come to recognize just how complex and multifaceted the issue in question genuinely is. It is not a secret that the technology of genetically engineered organisms, GMOs, has been at the center of a great deal of debate and controversy, especially when it comes to the health and safety of the consumers who consume these products. Numerous organizations and scientists have been working diligently to study and understand the impact of GMOs for a long time now, and we can see the results of their extensive efforts in the various studies and research they have conducted. One major concern that arises from the use of GMOs is the potential risk they pose to the health and safety of the consumers, particularly when it comes to the various harmful compounds and detrimental elements that may be hiding inside the products we frequently consume. It is important to note that the effects of GMOs on human health and the environment have not been thoroughly explored and studied, and there is a great need for a further research and experimentation in order to gain a clearer understanding of the long-term impacts that GMOs may have on our health and the environment. In conclusion, it is crucial for us to take a more informed and proactive approach when it comes to understanding and addressing the health and safety concerns that stem from the use of GMOs. The more information we gather, and the deeper we research the complexities of the issue in question, the more we will come to understand just how significant and critical the role of GMOs actually plays in today's society. I appreciate you taking the time to join me on this exploration into the realm of GMOs. It's truly my pleasure to hear your perspective on the subject. Do you have a personal opinion on whether GMOs are safe for a human consumption? Or are you leaning towards the idea that we ought to encourage more research and tighter regulations? Please do not hesitate to share your thoughts and suggestions in the comments section below. Additionally, if you're interested in delving even deeper into the subject of genetic engineering and biotechnology, I assure you that we've got another video coming up, where we'll be delving into the implications of gene editing and its potential to revolutionize modern medicine.